Right, so Nvidia, right. The company that pretty much makes the chips that power AI as we know it.
Right.
They just dropped this Bombshell, this AI model called NVLM.
Yeah.
And it's a big deal for a bunch of reasons. But the biggest one, they're making it open source. Can you believe that?
It's wild.
So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack what NVLM actually is, what it can do, and why everybody in the AI world is freaking out about it.
Yeah.
So Nvidia, usually they're the ones building the engines,
Yeah.
the GPUs that run all this AI stuff.
Yeah.
But now they're like, okay, we're going to build our own car too, and it's electric.
Right. And it's self-driving while we're at it. It's a really interesting move because it's not like they're just dipping their toes in the water here. They're going head-to-head with the big players they've been supplying this whole time.
Totally. Like imagine if Intel suddenly released their own version of Windows. It's like that.
Exactly. And they're giving it away. It's like giving away the recipe to your grandma's secret sauce. That's the open source part.
Right, which we'll get into. But first, let's talk about what this thing actually is.
Okay, so NVLM stands for NVIDIA Visual Language Model, and it's what we call a multimodal large language model, and LLM for short.
Multimodal
Meaning it understands both text and images. Most of the AIs we hear about, like ChatGPT, they're all about words. You type something in, it spits something back.
Right.
NVLM can take in an image, like a photo, a drawing, whatever, and understand what's going on in it. And not just recognize objects, we're talking context relationships between things, even humor.
Wait, so if I show it a picture of a cat wearing a hat, it'll get that.
More than that, it could probably explain the joke.
Yeah, NVIDIA released this research paper, and in it they show NVLM interpreting a meme.
A meme.
Yeah, comparing academic abstracts to full research papers. And it gets the joke. It understands why it's funny.
Okay, that's seriously impressive. I'm not gonna lie, I thought AI was still a ways off from understanding humor.
Yeah, this is a big step forward. And the fact that it's a large language model is a big part of why it can do this.
So I've always heard that size matters with these AI things.
It really does. Parameters are how we measure the size. Think of them like connections in the AI's brain. More parameters, more connections, more learning power.
So basically bigger is better.
Generally, yes, NVLM has billions of parameters, putting it in the same league as some of the most advanced AIs out there.
Yeah.
That's how it can do things like grasp humor in images, something that's really tough for AI. Okay, so we've got this super powerful AI, understands both text and pictures, but here's the real kicker. NVIDIA's making it open source. Can you explain what that means in this context? Because isn't that kind of crazy for something that's advanced?
Yeah, it's huge. Open source basically means they're giving away the blueprint. Anyone can use it, modify it, even distribute their own versions of it.
For free.
Yeah. It's a total 180 from how companies like Google or OpenAI do things. They keep their AI models on lockdown, super secret.
You always hear about how secretive they are.
Right. So this is a major shakeup.
It's like Coca-Cola releasing the recipe for Coke.
Exactly. Nobody's quite sure what it means for the AI industry yet, but everyone's watching.
Yeah, and we're going to break down all the potential implications in just a bit. But first, let's talk about why NVIDIA would do this. What's their game?
Good question. Well, on the surface, it looks like they're playing the long game, you know?
Right.
They're still the GPU kings, right?
Right.
And the more people using AI, the more powerful AI needs to be, the more they need NVIDIA's hardware. So
by giving away the software, they're creating a bigger market for their hardware.
Exactly. But it goes beyond just the business side. I think NVIDIA genuinely wants to democratize AI, open it up to smaller companies, researchers, people who wouldn't normally have access to this level of tech. That's kind of unheard of.
So it's like they're saying, hey, let's push the boundaries of what's possible together.
Exactly. Because who knows what amazing applications will come out of it.
Right.
This could be a game changer for everything from healthcare to education to, like, you name it.
I'm starting to get why people are calling this a turning point. But let's talk specifics here. What can this thing actually do? We've heard about the whole image and text thing, but give me some concrete examples.
Okay, so remember how we talked about NVLM understanding context within an image?
Yeah, like it can actually tell what's going on, not just list objects.
Right. So imagine you show it a picture. Let's say it's a busy street scene.
Okay.
You could ask it, what's different about the objects on the left side of the street compared to the right side? And it would be able to analyze the image, understand the relationships between all the elements, and give you an answer that shows real comprehension.
Wow, that's next level. It's like it can actually see and interpret the world around it.
And it's not just limited to visual analysis either. It can solve math problems presented visually. Like say you have a graph or a chart. It can process that information, understand the relationships between the data points, and even show its work step by step to arrive at the solution.
No way. So it's like having a tutor built into your computer.
Right. And get this. It can even understand handwritten text and code.
Seriously. That's insane.
And here's another mind-blowing thing. Apparently, training NVLM to be multimodal to handle both text and images actually made it better at text-only tasks, too.
Wait, what? Really?
Yeah, it's like teaching someone to juggle made them a better writer or something.
That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, right.
But Nvidia's research backs it up. Apparently, NVLM sees something like a 4.3-point average increase on these standardized text-based tests after going through the multimodal training.
So it's like cross-training for AI. Yeah. Exactly. And the best part is we're just scratching the surface here. Now that NVLM is open source, who knows what incredible applications people will come up with. We could be talking about a revolution in everything from medical diagnoses to like personalized education.
This all sounds amazing,
Mhm.
but I have to imagine there's a flip side to this.
Right.
Open sourcing something this powerful. It can't all be good.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, there's always that with great power thing.
Right.
What could go wrong here? What are the potential downsides to just giving this kind of AI away?
Well, the big one is misuse, right? I mean, NVLM can generate text that's practically indistinguishable from a human.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
So think about it. Disinformation, propaganda, phishing scams, all that stuff just got a whole lot easier and scarier.
It's like, how do you even fight that if you can't tell what's real and what's fake?
Exactly. And that's just one example. There are also concerns about bias, These AI models, they're trained on massive amounts of data.
Right.
And if that data is biased, the AI will be biased too.
Which it inevitably will be. Because it's reflecting human history and...
Exactly. We've got a lot of work to do on that front. And then there's the whole impact on jobs thing, which is a whole other can of worms.
Yeah, a lot of people are worried about that.
And for good reason. As AI gets more advanced, it's going to automate away certain tasks. That's just inevitable.
So what do we do? Just brace for impact?
I don't think so. I mean, the good news is we're having these conversations now.
Right.
We're aware of the risks, and that gives us a chance to get ahead of them.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, for starters, we need to develop ethical guidelines for AI development. And I'm not just talking about some vague principles. We need concrete rules and regulations.
So like an AI rule book.
Exactly. And we need to make sure everyone's playing by those rules.
Yeah.
Governments, corporations, researchers,
Yeah, because if we don't, it'll be chaos.
It could be. So we need to be smart about this. We need to be proactive. We need to work together to make sure AI is used for good.
I like the sound of that. So in a nutshell, NVIDIA's NVLM, it's this incredibly powerful AI open source, which is practically unheard of at this level.
Right.
It's got the potential to revolutionize a ton of industries, but it also comes with some serious risks.
Definitely.
So it's up to all of us to figure out how to harness that power responsibly. It's a big challenge. But hey, if we can create AI this advanced, I'm hopeful we can figure out how to use it for good.
Me too. Me too.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today's deep dive. A huge thank you to our expert for breaking down this complex topic.
My pleasure.
And of course, a huge thank you to all of you for listening. We hope this deep dive has given you a lot to think about. Because the future of AI, it's not just something out of a science fiction movie anymore. It's happening right now, and we're all part of it. Till next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep asking the big questions.